Hey, what's up everybody, it's Mitchell Tech here, back with another video. So today I'm going to do my first Blender tutorial, and that is on CGI. I'm getting ahead of myself. So first, delete that cube, come up here to motion tracking. We're not going to be using that, get rid of it. We'll drag this up a little bit. Open the footage you intend on using. And first thing you want to do, go to that footage information, 396 frames. So change your N to 396 or whatever yours is, I guess. And then you want to prefetch. So if your computer doesn't prefetch all the way, that means it has no RAM left that it can use. So you have to go to your preferences and change that. It is in System, all the way at the bottom, Sequencer, Clip, Editor, Memory, Cache Limit. Mine's at 4 gigs and I have 8 gigs RAM. 4 gigs has been fine for most of the stuff I do, and you can always change it. Save that and you're good to go. So, motion tracking is where you give Blender your footage. It analyzes the movement of the physical camera that you used to record the video, and then it creates a 3D recreation of how the camera moves, and you'll see in a little bit. So first you want to detect features and let Blender try to find everything it can. Track forward, and you can see it's creating this graph of all the tracking. So that's almost done. Let's take a look. Take a look at our graph. So we got an average track. So stuff like this that sticks way out, you want to get rid of that, because those are going to screw up our camera solve, which ultimately means it's not going to look very convincing. Other than that, that looks pretty good, except stuff like that and that. You could get that, I guess. Yeah, those are a little bad. I think I'll get rid of at least one, maybe one more. So you see how it drops off right here? That means that is when it was last able to get a track. So after that, if you look down here, you can see that it has a little bit of the image. Let's see if I can, yeah, so it's this one right here. And once you get to this line where it stops, it can no longer track it. Blender lost track of it. And then this window goes kind of that dark pink. So, the ones that we deleted way back here didn't have a very good track because they ended really quickly. So, that's how you use the graph part. So, back to our video. Next, you want to add a few more of your own tracks. So, what you're looking for is an area of high contrast, so like black to white, which Blender did a pretty good job. See, they got a black to white area right there and right there. Not sure. Oh, I guess it's kind of white. That's not bad. But stuff like this, well, I don't know what it was doing. So I guess at the start it was tracking this little section right there. I'm gonna grab that and actually, yeah, we'll just delete it. So you can add a couple more trackers here and there. One right there is a good spot. Actually, hold on, you need to go back to the start. And then we'll do it. And if you don't want to click add every time, you just control click on the spot that you want to add one. So control click. And say you put one on this all white wall, which would be terrible. You just hit G to grab it, and then you can drag it to a much better spot. So track your new trackers and see if any of them were decent. Looks like it was a success. So now after that, you need to come and analyze your footage. So scrubbing through I guess is the word. A lot of motion starts right about here. You can kind of tell because the blue lines all just shift to the right real quick. So you can see the camera jerks way over. So go to the start of that camera jerk right about there. Frame 219. Come up here to the solve tab. That'll be our keyframe A. Put that in there. And then we look at the end of that movement, which is right about there. We'll put it in as 283. Then we'll hit solve. And that's decent. Below 3 is like the bare minimum. And then below 1 is a really good track. So I guess for time's sake, I'm just gonna leave it at that since we're under 3. So then what I want to do is click set as background, set up tracking scene, and then we can hop over to the 3D viewport. So we look at our camera by pressing 0. Sorry for that. You can see that we now have our thing set up. And as I said earlier about how the camera track or the motion tracking takes the motion of the physical camera that you use to record your footage and it follows the movement like this. So we come out here, we can see our camera itself moving to the way I did when I took this footage. Kind of just moves around like that, and then you can see it looks pretty much just like the footage. So let's explain what we got here. So when we click that setup tracking scene, I think that's what it was called. Let me check real quick. Yes, tracking scene. So that gives us this plane, which what allows light to bounce off, and then of course the lovely standard cube. So then what you can do is say, well, I don't want the cube right now. So maybe I want to put something on top of that microwave. So what I'm going to do is scale this down, rotate it till it matches. Put it over here a little bit. Then let's go into wireframe mode by pressing Z. Tab to go into edit. Grab a vertice. Grab Shift Z because I only want it to go on X and Y. And we'll just line it up with the microwave. So that way, by doing this, Blender can know that the object in our scene has a light bouncing off of it, like that. Okay. So now we can unhide our cube, grab that, come out of the viewport, scale it down, and place it on top of our microwave. We'll move it around a little bit so it looks the way we want it, and I'll just do a little bit of random stuff to it so it looks different. Press V to rip the face, and we'll kind of just do whatever. Rip a couple faces, kind of like that, and yeah. Let's actually do that. There we go. So that's our object, and yet just for fun's sake, we'll give it a color. How about a green to match my green theme? Can I can. Cool. Alright. So, now... Oops. Okay. So, now, let's play back our animation. And it looks pretty iffy. You can see it kind of moves around a bit. It's not as good as I would have liked, but it is kind of the bare minimum, which isn't the best, but not bad. Hold on, I got a cough. Sorry. And that's why I have to go back and add more markers and look at that graph and see which ones are off. And actually, here, let's go look at another part of it. So, I kind of just put this stuff away, but something you can look at right here is all of our tracks that we have. And you can see which ones go for the entire time. And then here, like this one has an average of 4, which isn't under our 3, and that's really bringing the average up. So is that one. And it's all about averages. That one's bringing it up. Those are the real bad ones. There's some 2 and 3s. Oh, there's a 6 I missed. And we'll just delete those and try resolving. Dragging windows around is kind of a pain, but it works. So now if we oh geez, what did I do? Yeah, some data field reconstruct. Never mind, don't do that. Bad choice. Yeah, those are some key points. You just kind of have to play around with it and find ones that work. Yeah, like this one, that's a terrible spot. That's why it has such a bad average. But it thinks it's so important for some reason. So, I guess we can add in another one to make up for that. One right here on the microwave should be pretty good. One like there. And what were the other bad ones? You can just kind of play around with it anyway. This is supposed to be a quick video. So, you can render that out and you kind of get the picture. It doesn't look as cool like this, but in post I'll show you a rendered animation of this. And that's all I got. Alright guys, so this is the clip that I rendered. It's a different cube, but it's the same kind of effect. So yeah. Is all we know. And the hills is all we